Inside Dubai's billionaire world. The real money story. Dubai looks like the future built by billionaires. A city where gold-plated supercars sit outside seven-star hotels, where influencers casually live in penthouses above the clouds, and where money seems to flow endlessly through islands shaped like palm trees. To the world, Dubai feels almost unreal. But here's the thing, most people never realize the luxury isn't the real story, because behind the yachts, skyscrapers, and viral Instagram lifestyle is something far more powerful, a carefully engineered system designed to attract, multiply, and protect extreme wealth. And once you understand how that system works, you start to see Dubai very differently. This city didn't become a billionaire playground by accident. It was built with intention. Every tax law, every mega project, every free zone, every luxury development, all of it serves a bigger purpose, turning Dubai into one of the most efficient wealth machines on earth. The Lamborghinis are just the advertisement. The real power is hidden underneath. In this video, we're going inside Dubai's billionaire world to uncover the systems quietly creating massive fortunes behind the scenes, from real estate empires and global trade networks to family dynasties, offshore wealth structures, and the invisible architecture protecting billions of dollars. This isn't just about luxury. This is how modern wealth is engineered. Section 1. The Foundation, a blueprint beyond oil. To understand how Dubai became a billionaire's paradise, you first have to unlearn the biggest myth, that this is all built on oil. While oil money provided the seed capital, Dubai's leaders knew it was a finite resource. Today, oil accounts for a very small share of Dubai's GDP. The real foundation of its wealth was a visionary, almost audacious decision to pivot, a strategy to turn a small desert trading post into an indispensable hub of the global economy. It began not with skyscrapers but with a simple act of engineering in the 1950s, the dredging of the Dubai Creek. This single move allowed larger vessels to enter, cementing its status as a trading port. This middleman DNA is crucial. Dubai's rulers understood that true sustainable wealth comes not from what you have, but from what flows through you. This philosophy led to one of the most important pillars of its economic system, the free zone. The first Jebel Ali Free Zone, JAFZA, was established in 1985. It was a radical idea for its time. It offered international companies 100% foreign ownership, zero corporate taxes, and the ability to repatriate all their profits. It was a direct invitation to the world. Come here, build your business, and keep what you earn. This wasn't just about tax breaks. It was a strategically designed ecosystem. By creating clusters for specific industries, like Dubai Internet City for Tech, Dubai Media City for Media, and the Dubai International Financial Center for Finance, the city built networks of expertise that became self-reinforcing. These zones became powerful magnets for foreign investment, contributing a major share to the Emirates' economy. They aren't just business parks, they're engines of capital, designed to make global business as frictionless as possible. This foundation of trade, logistics, and friendly regulation was the launchpad. But to build a world of billionaires, you need assets for them to create, grow, and park their wealth. And that's where the first great wealth engine comes into play. Section 2. The first pillar of power, real estate as a wealth engine. If the free zones are the engine of Dubai's economy, then real estate is its shimmering, ever-expanding chassis. It's the most visible and one of the most important sectors for building fortunes here. But to see it as just buying and selling apartments is to miss the point entirely. In Dubai, real estate is a multi-layered system for wealth generation and preservation. It all started with a game-changing move in 2002, when foreigners were permitted to own freehold property in designated areas. This single decision unlocked a torrent of international capital, transforming the city into a global property hotspot. Suddenly, Dubai wasn't just a place to do business, it was a place to own a piece of the future. With the city's population having already grown to over 4 million people, it drives a constant surge in demand for all types of property. So how exactly do billionaires use this market to multiply their wealth? There are a few common pathways. The first, and most straightforward, is buy and hold. An investor from abroad can acquire a portfolio of properties, say, a collection of apartments in a high-demand area like Dubai Marina. Thanks to Dubai's strong rental market, they can generate solid rental yields, often between 5% and 8% in central areas, which is significantly higher than in cities like London or New York. With no personal income tax, that rental income is entirely theirs. Over time, as the city grows, the property itself appreciates, creating a dual return of cash flow and capital gains. It's a simple, powerful way to store wealth and have it generate more wealth passively. The second strategy is flipping and off-plan investing. This is where you see the real speed of the Dubai market. Developers frequently launch ambitious new projects, and savvy investors can get in on the ground floor by purchasing off-plan before construction is even finished. They get attractive payment plans and early bird pricing. As the project develops, the value often rises. The investor can then flip the contract to a new buyer for a significant profit, sometimes without ever taking possession of the physical property. In a rapidly growing market with a constant pipeline of new projects, this can generate large, quick gains. The third, more advanced pathway is development. This is where the tycoons are made. An ambitious entrepreneur or family office can acquire a plot of land, partner with architects and construction firms, and build their own residential tower or luxury villa complex. Projects like Dubai Creek Harbor are massive canvases for this kind of wealth creation. By creating a high-value project from the ground up, the potential for profit is astronomical. This is the domain of billionaire developers like Hussein Sajwani of Damac Properties, whose empires are literally built into the city's skyline. Finally, there's a critical nuance: brokerage as a gateway. Many of Dubai's most successful real estate players didn't start with millions. They started as brokers. By facilitating deals for others, they gain an intimate understanding of the market, build a powerful network, and earn significant commissions. This cash flow can then be reinvested into their own properties, kickstarting their journey from intermediary to principal investor. It's a classic pathway where knowledge and connections become your first capital. For billionaires, Dubai real estate is more than just property. It's a versatile financial tool. It's a store of value, a hedge against inflation, and a generator of tax-free cash flow. And with the Golden Visa program, granting 10-year residency to anyone who purchases a property worth at least 2 million dirhams, around $545,000, it's also a ticket to a new life in a global hub. Section 3, the second pillar, the empires of trade and logistics. While real estate builds the visible city, it's Dubai's unseen empire of trade and logistics that keeps the global river of capital flowing. This goes right back to the city's DNA, its identity as a middleman. Today, that identity has been scaled to an almost unimaginable degree, creating fortunes for those who control the flow of goods. The heart of this empire is the Jebel Ali port. It's not just a port. It's the largest man-made harbor in the world and a critical linchpin in global trade. Paired with Al Maktoum International Airport, which is undergoing a massive expansion with plans to become one of the world's largest, Dubai has created an unparalleled logistics corridor. This infrastructure allows companies to move goods between air and sea with incredible speed, positioning Dubai as a vital hub for global trade, storage, and re-export. This is how billionaire fortunes are made here. It's not necessarily about making a product, but about controlling its journey. A trading magnate in Dubai might source electronics from Asia, store them in a massive warehouse in Jafza, and then re-export them to markets across Africa. By operating within a free zone, they benefit from exemptions on duties for goods being re-exported, which dramatically lowers their costs and allows them to operate on a massive scale. Think of it like this: for a product to get from a factory in China to a shop in Nigeria, it has to pass through a series of complex logistical steps. Dubai positions itself as the most efficient middleman in that chain. The billionaires in this space are the ones who own the trading houses, the distribution networks, and the logistics firms that facilitate this movement. Their wealth isn't tied to a single product, but to the constant, unstoppable flow of global commerce. Family businesses like the Canoe Group, one of the Gulf's oldest, have built empires on this model, with deep interests in shipping and trade. Retail is another facet of this pillar. A company like M.A. Yusuf Ali's Lulu Group operates hundreds of hypermarkets across the region. Their success is built on mastering the supply chain, sourcing goods globally, and distributing them efficiently to a massive consumer base. The mindset here is global by default. These tycoons think in shipping lanes, not just local streets, leveraging Dubai's strategic location within an 8-hour flight of 2/3 of the world's population to build businesses that scale incredibly fast. Section 4. The third pillar. The rise of the family business dynasty. Beyond the international traders and property developers, a huge portion of Dubai's wealth is controlled by powerful, multi-generational family businesses. These aren't just companies, they are dynasties, and their stories fundamental to understanding how wealth is not just created, but preserved and scaled over decades. The typical pattern for empires like Al Futtaim Group, Al Ghurair Investment, or the A.W. Rostamani Group often starts with a single venture in a core sector like trade or retail. For years, sometimes generations, profits are meticulously reinvested back into the business. This disciplined compounding of capital is the first key to their success. As the core business grows, they diversify. A successful construction company might expand into real estate. A thriving automotive dealership might move into financial services. This creates a diversified holding company, a conglomerate that is resilient to shocks in any single industry. The Al Futtaim Group, for instance, operates in everything from automotive and retail to real estate and finance, allowing them to capture value across the entire economic landscape. This model thrives in Dubai for several reasons. The long-term vision of the city's leadership aligns perfectly with the long-term outlook of a family business. Both are building for the next generation, not just the next quarter. But the most crucial element is wealth preservation. As these empires grow, the challenge is no longer just making money, but keeping it in the family. This is where Dubai's legal and financial infrastructure becomes critical. Family offices are established to professionally manage the family's assets, handle investments, and plan for succession. These are sophisticated, institutional-grade operations. Dubai has actively courted this sector. The Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC, has become a major hub for family offices, ensuring a smooth transition of wealth and leadership. As of early 2026, the DIFC hosts over 1,250 family-related entities, making it a leading ecosystem in the region. These family dynasties are the bedrock of Dubai's private sector. Their wealth isn't just a number on a balance sheet. It is embedded in the malls people shop in, the cars they drive, and the buildings they live in. They represent the patient, strategic accumulation of capital that forms the deep, foundational layer of Dubai's billionaire world. Section 5. The New Frontier. Tech, AI, and the next generation of wealth. For decades, Dubai's wealth was built on concrete, steel, and the flow of physical goods. But now, a new frontier is rapidly emerging, one built on data, code, and intellectual property. The city is making a strategic and aggressive push to become a global hub for technology and venture capital, aiming to create the next generation of billionaires. The old playbook is being applied to a new industry. Just as they created specialized free zones for trade and finance, they have established hubs like Dubai Internet City to attract tech talent and startups. The government has launched ambitious initiatives like Smart Dubai, aiming to make the city a leader in AI and other emerging technologies. So why are tech founders and VCs flocking to Dubai? The advantages are clear. The zero personal income tax regime is a massive draw for highly paid engineers. A founder who sells their startup for $100 million in Silicon Valley might lose a huge portion to taxes. In Dubai, they keep it all. This dramatically accelerates wealth creation and incentivizes entrepreneurs to base their operations here. The city also promotes a mindset of speed over bureaucracy. The process for setting up a company is streamlined, allowing founders to go from idea to execution with incredible rapidity. This culture rewards the fast-moving, risk-tolerant mindset that defines the tech world. We are already seeing the results. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, has established a major presence and secured licenses in the UAE. Its founder, Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, became a citizen and had based his operations there prior to legal issues in the US that began in 2023. The UAE is attracting a new, younger, and more mobile cohort of entrepreneurs. This pivot to tech is about future-proofing the economy. Dubai's leaders recognize that wealth in the 21st century will be increasingly digital. By attracting the minds that are building this future, they are ensuring that Dubai remains a central node in the global flow of capital. It's a strategic bet on silicon and software as the new pillars of its billionaire world. Section 6. The invisible architecture, the system that protects it all. We've explored the engines of wealth creation, but none of this would work without the final, and perhaps most important, piece of the puzzle, the invisible architecture. This is the sophisticated web of legal, financial, and regulatory systems designed to attract, protect, and preserve wealth on a global scale. This is where the Dubai International Financial Center, DIFC, plays a pivotal role. The DIFC is more than just a special economic zone. It's a 110-acre sovereign jurisdiction within Dubai, with its own independent legal system, based on English common law, and its own courts. For a global billionaire or a multinational corporation, this is incredibly important. It means their assets are protected by a legal framework that is familiar, predictable, and trusted internationally. Within this ecosystem, a massive wealth management industry has flourished. The DIFC is home to hundreds of asset managers. It's a one-stop shop for the ultra-wealthy, offering the same elite level of financial services they would find in London, but in a far more favorable tax environment. The UAE's approach to tax is another cornerstone. While a 9% corporate tax was introduced in 2023, it was strategically designed. There is a high threshold for taxable income, 375,000 dirhams, meaning many smaller businesses pay 0%, and it remains highly competitive globally. This structure sends a clear message: your personal fortune is safe here. Then, there is the role of residency. The Golden Visa program is a masterstroke of policy. By offering 10-year renewable residency, the UAE turns a temporary stay into a long-term settlement. It transforms Dubai from an investment destination into a home. According to the Henley Private Wealth Migration Report, the UAE is projected to attract an inflow of 9,800 millionaires in 2025, the highest of any country in the world. Finally, there's the quiet benefit of stability. In an increasingly turbulent world, the UAE has positioned itself as a safe haven where capital can be sheltered from geopolitical shocks. This invisible architecture is the true secret to Dubai's success. It doesn't just allow for the creation of wealth, it creates a gilded cage designed to protect it for generations. This system is constantly evolving, with new laws and new strategies shaping the future of global wealth. To make sure you don't miss our next deep dive into the systems that create and control the world's money, subscribe and turn on notifications. So let's go back to where we started. The penthouses, the sheer spectacle of it all. It's easy to dismiss it as superficial, but now we can see it for what it truly is. The real story of Dubai's billionaire world is not an accident of oil wealth. It is a story of deliberate, strategic, and relentless engineering. It's the story of a city that transformed itself from a desert port into a machine for building and preserving wealth. Dubai is not just a playground for the rich, it's a high-concentration environment for ambitious wealth builders and an increasingly mandatory destination for global capital. The city's leaders understood a fundamental truth. In the modern world, the most valuable commodity is not oil, but capital. And they have built one of the world's most effective systems for attracting it. That is the real money story.